Hi, so this is my submission for the Cala track. My name is Jeffrey, and their Cala AI challenge is basically you have $1 million that you're given, and you want to kind of diversify this $1 million in a portfolio over at least 50 stocks, and each stock has to have at least a $5,000 allocation. So your portfolio will be bought on the date of April 15th, 2025, and you want to maximize your returns today of the hackathon, which is 1 year later, April 16th, 2026. Personally, I'm actually a quant, and I took a holiday for this hackathon. So this was kind of like I'm still working while I'm doing this hack, which is pretty funny. I did not expect to do anything finance related. But I did a multi-catalyst strategy, and the return turned out pretty good in backtesting. I'll explain how this works. Basically, we had five themes and we took 52 positions. And from initial 1 million, our estimated value is 16.5 million. And so where are we looking that the general crowd isn't looking? The first thing is AI infrastructure, right? So during 2024, there was this like huge gap between the infrastructure and what AI development in software. So this is our portfolio summary and we have these top stocks. So this is actually how do we use Cala because this is obviously like Cala sponsored. So we actually use the verified knowledge graph. We connect our Claude code with MCP, and then we kind of cite the API calls. For example, you can see here like AXT is verified by substrate revenue growth. The IMP semiconductor is verified by its position being the market leader. So if we just check, oh, for the IMP semiconductor space, we want to find the market leader, which has a very high share. And that comes out to be AXTI, which is the stock we're going to invest in. So with these kind of API queries, we can kind of very nicely select our stocks. And why Cala is a game changer is obvious um, for these reasons. Because like with Cala, we have very like low research time compared to without Cala. So we would have to like look through filings, parse PDFs, cross-reference statistics, and there's no source traceability. But with Cala, we just have everything built in for us as a single source of truth, and we can just quote it with explainability built in. And next is our multi-agent research infrastructure. So how we actually came to this is we have a macro agent, again, on the cycle, and then this feeds information to the Cala agent, feeds it into the sentiment agent where it looks at like news or Reddit. And then the options agent, again, this is where we found the call put ratio. On-chain agent because we wanted to invest in Bitcoin. So actually we validated our hypotheses. We had like different hypotheses on AI mega cap concentration, crypto, clean energy, biotech, or just semiconductor. And we found out the backtest return for actually these being combined over 52 stocks is the best. It's also because like we just chose the stocks with highest signal kind of in each of these categories that were winners. And there were like a large amount of catalysts, so we had a higher confidence score, and we were able to select this as a winner. And this is the explainability agent, which I will demonstrate later. So if you're an investor and then you look at all this like agent stuff, it gives you these like it gives you this portfolio, right? And this breakdown. So you want to know, oh, why are we choosing this kind of stock, right? Or we can just look through this list. Let's say we want to look for programmable fiber lasers. And once we press it, it's going to ask, okay, why we look at like fiber lasers. And this is going to copy stuff. This is Claude running behind it. There's going to be like a one-line thesis on like the capex we previously mentioned. It also includes knowledge queries. So knowledge queries is actually one of the functions of Cala's APIs. And it basically gives you true information. So we want to have knowledge queries to help enrich our explainability because we can trace then how this result was achieved. So it was really nice to use the Cala API to be able to kind of have these entities, demands, supply chain, and just like view these. To give you a like better view of like not this kind of like techie back end. And now we see, oh, the AXT company and has a global share of 40%. Great. So let's look at AXT. And then we checked for AXT's revenue growth. Oh, AXT is producing indium phosphide. let's take a look at that as well. What is it used for? It's used for semiconductor production. Okay. We're also looking at like optical modules, like supply shortages, and those would kind of give us, oh, okay, maybe laser light or laser supply is the bottleneck. So we should be looking at stocks that are focused towards this area, right? And there are also like clinical trial verifications. There's also a very interesting Bitcoin halving trend, which is verified by Cala as well. So like you have your price at halving, and then 12 months later, it just somehow blows up. Yeah, but very funny story. I did not know this before this. But yeah, that's basically it. That's all of my presentation. Thank you for listening to me for such a long time. I really appreciate your time. Have a good day. Thank you.